What if I told you that you can raise serious money for your startup without selling a single share of your equity? This isn't a fantasy, it's reality. So today, I'm breaking down 5 of the best ways to fund your startup without giving up equity. And these are non-dilutive fundraising strategies that will allow you to keep 100% of your ownership. From federal grant programs that offer billions of dollars to innovative small businesses, to creative hacks like crowdfunding and revenue-based financing, we've got you covered. So if you are a founder who is done giving away your equity way too soon, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a game plan to keep your equity and get the cash you need to grow and scale your startup. Sounds good? Then let's dive right in. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm Stacy Chin, a professional federal grants and contracting consultant who has helped to raise over $40 million of non-dilutive funding for startups developing innovations in healthcare, climate, and defense. So the first method is through grants, like the SBIR and STTR program, also otherwise known as America's Seed Fund. And these are federal R&D programs that pump billions of dollars into small businesses developing innovative tech across 11 agencies like NIH, NSF, DoD, DOE, and USDA. There are about 6,000 Phase 1 awards given out every single year. If you're working in AI or biotech, clean energy or aerospace, you name it, there's likely an opportunity. Phase 1 grants typically run from $50,000 all the way up to $300,000 at times to prove out your feasibility, while Phase 2 will allow you to capture even up to $2 million with some opportunities to take your idea towards commercialization. And the best part, this is non-dilutive, meaning you keep your equity and your IP. And winning one can give you major credibility with investors and customers. But here are the catches. These grants are competitive and slow. Proposals can run up to even 200 pages. Reviews can take months, and Phase 1 success can hover around 10 to 15%. The eligibility is also strict. You have to be US-based, for-profit small business, under 500 employees, and majority owned by US citizens or permanent residents. Plus, your project must fit the agency's specific needs and missions. For instance, NIH backs health, DoD funds defense and dual use, while NSF funds high-risk and high-impact tech, and so forth. So if you want to get started, this is what you do. Go on to SBIR.gov and browse all the open topics available. Each agency has their own process. For example, NSF requires a project pitch application, while NIH runs 3 annual deadlines. Now here's a pro tip. Start early. Learning the requirements and writing a strong proposal takes time, but the upside can be huge. You could land hundreds, if not thousands or millions of dollars of non-dilutive funding to de-risk your tech. 2, state and local grants and incentives. Don't overlook state and local programs. Beyond federal grants, many states, cities, and nonprofits offer funding to boost local startups and job creations within their area. And these can include innovation grants, seed funds, tax credits, or pitch competitions. For example, Texas Enterprise Fund supports startups and companies expanding in state, while states like New York and California and Massachusetts run innovation challenges and tax credit programs. And some cities have recently stepped up their game. For example, St. Louis's Arch Grant gives $75,000 equity-free to startups willing to relocate. Here are the upsides. These opportunities lead to less competition than federal programs, plus local perks like mentorship, tax breaks, or support ecosystem. But you have to watch out, because some of these states and local funding opportunities usually comes with strings, requiring operations to be in-state, job creation, or matching funds. And these awards are often small, targeting tens of thousands of dollars instead of the hundreds or millions. And the eligibility varies widely. Some might target industries like biotech and clean energy, while others might focus on founders' backgrounds, like grants for women or minority-owned businesses. So if you want to get started, first check your state's Economic Development Office, or SBDC. They often maintain grant and loan listings. Also, explore state programs like California's Innovation Hubs or New York's Business and Pitch competitions. And don't forget local universities and accelerators. The key is staying plugged into your regional startup ecosystem. Attend events, subscribe to newsletters, and go to networking events. You might be surprised at the funding opportunities that are hiding right in your backyard. 3, innovation challenges and prize competitions. Have you ever heard of X Prize or Big Pitch contests? These are great ways to get free, non-dilutive funding and sometimes serious visibility. Organizations like NASA or nonprofits host challenges funds to spark innovations in areas like climate, AI, or social impact. And some programs can award millions, while small universities or incubator pitch competitions might give tens or $100,000 plus mentorship and other perks. And here are the pros: free money, zero equity, and major exposure. Winning or even just getting placed gets you the validation and credibility for judges. You might also get some media buzz and even investor connections. And this whole process can help you focus to sharpen your pitch and story. But there are some cons. They can be time intensive and pretty competitive. You might be spending weeks on an application only to walk away empty-handed. And these prizes are usually one-off awards, not ongoing funding like grants. And the eligibility can vary. Some contests are sector-specific, student-only or location-based. So do your homework to find ones that are the right fit for you and your startup. So if you want to get started, explore platforms like xprizechallenge.gov for US governmental challenges, MIT Solves, Mass Challenge, which is a zero equity accelerator with prize money, as well as university or corporate-sponsored contests. Make sure to tailor your pitch to the competition's impact criteria. And if you don't win even, you'll gain feedback, connections, and opportunities to practice your pitch. But if you do win, you might walk away with a nice cash prize and big credibility. 4, crowdfunding and pre-sales. Crowdfunding is basically letting your future customers fund you. If you got a consumer product people are excited about, platforms like Kickstarter or Indiegogo can let you raise money in exchange for rewards or pre-orders, not equity. You might offer early access or discounts to your early backers, which is great. And this is also a wonderful way to validate demand while getting that upfront cash you need to grow and scale. Many gadgets and games and apps have raised hundreds of thousands, if not millions this way, all without giving away your ownership. And the money works like pre-sales, so it is non-dilutive. And here's a bonus. Through this route, you can also build a community of early adopters and buzz if your campaign takes off. But is it for everyone? Not quite. Crowdfunding works best for B2C products, something tangible or an app that everyday people can get behind. It's part funding and part marketing. You need a compelling story, strong visuals, and a hype to rally support. If you're building B2B software or deep tech, the crowd may not be there to fundraise this way. Also, it's not free money exactly. You have to cover production and shipping costs, and these platforms can take 5 to 8% of the funding raised. And Kickstarter is a nothing or all platform. Miss your goal, you get $0. But here's the pros. You keep your equity, validate your market, and raise funds quickly. But here are the cons. Heavy marketing efforts and the obligations to deliver, reward, and the risk of a flop. Because of that, many campaigns raise little or nothing at the end of the day. And eligibility is broad because anyone can launch, but you need at least a prototype to show. So to start this path, study similar successful campaigns, plan great content, design feasible awards, and build an audience for launch. Crowdfunding can be a roller coaster, but if you hit the right nerve with the right consumers and community, you can raise big money without giving away your equity. 5 is non-dilutive financing, like loans, revenue-based financing, and so forth. Loans may not be as sexy as grants, but they're worth considering. This bucket includes SBA loans, venture debt, and revenue-based financing. And these can give you the cash now that you repay later without giving up equity. The classic path is an SBA or a bank loan. If your business has revenue, assets, or strong personal credit, an SBA 7A loan or microloan can provide $50,000 or up to a few $1,000,000 of funding. Interest rates can be relatively low, and you still keep full ownership at the end of the day. And here's the upside. Repayment can be way cheaper than selling 20% of your company. The downside, debt is risky. You owe it back no matter what the outcome is. And for that reason, many early stage startups with no revenue can often struggle to qualify. And that's where revenue-based financing might come in. Platforms like Pipe, CapChase, and Clearco advance you cash based on future revenue. You can repay as a percentage of your monthly revenue until it's covered. It's fast, funds in just days, non-dilutive, and no collateral required. Very popular with SaaS or e-commerce type of businesses. But convenience isn't cheap. Fees can often add up into high effective interest rates. Still, if you are confident in your growth, it can just be giving up equity. Then there's venture debt. Common if you already raised venture capital funding and want extra runway without another equity round. Lenders usually want interest and small warrants, but it's way to extend growth between rounds. And here, eligibility can vary. SBA loans need a business plan, history, or collateral. Revenue-based financing usually requires $10,000 to $20,000 MRR and a solid unit economics. Venture debt requires VC backing or major traction. If you want to start this path, this is what you can do. For a loan, check banks and SBA programs. SBDC advisors can help here. For revenue-based financing, apply online with providers who will plug into your financial data. Always compare offers and read fine print. Bottom line, debt carries risks, but when used wisely, it's a powerful non-dilutive way to scale, setting you up to raise equity later on your own terms. So there you have it. 5 powerful funding strategies to keep your startup moving without giving away your equity. You got SBIR and STTR grants, which are Uncle Sam's R&D money for high-tech startups. Big bucks, no equity, but competitive and a long game. Then you got state and local foundational grants, closer to home programs and nonprofit funds to boost local startups or drive mission companies. Often easier to get, but under specific conditions. There's competitions and prizes. Pitch your way to cash and fame, which is great for publicity and non-dilutive cash, only if you win. Then you got crowdfunding and pre-sales. Let your future customers fund you upfront. This is a perfect way to validate your product market fit while keeping ownership. And then finally, loaned and revenue-based financing, which is a great way to get non-dilutive capital that you can pay back over time. Maintain control, but use wisely so debt doesn't become a drag. And the best approach might be a combination of everything. So if you found any of these tips helpful, I'll greatly appreciate if you can like this video and subscribe to this channel so you can learn new ways to keep your equity throughout your fundraising journey. And also don't forget to check out our website at keepyourequity.co for more resources, tips, and advice on how you can secure non-dilutive funding. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in a video very soon.